Okay, everybody. So, to let you know, we are waiting for Mr. Veg to show. Don't know where he's at. So, I guess what we will do is just keep on waiting. I figured I would play a little bit, though, and see what this other thingamajig... Ah, there he is! Kinda. Not actually there yet.
Can you hear me? I'll take that as a no.
Was I supposed to?
I don't know.
So you're there?
No. I'm here.
Welcome.
Forward or backward? Oh, yeah.
Truckadation?
Close enough. It's true sedation.
Ah. What do you know about the truth?
Well, that has nothing to do with the truth. Everything to do with skinning people alive.
Oh.
It's a band name from about 30 years ago. And here's the funny part. It was a play on words, true sedation, and I spelt it like this, and we happened to be rehearsing at the drummer's mother's house, which was also a daycare. And so I used to write that in the dust in the window of my car, and one day she asked us, what does that mean? And we're just like, well, I don't know, it's just a word I made up for this. So she went and looked it up and said, hey, you guys know what that means? We're like, no, we told you no. And she comes and she says, it means to be skinned alive as a form of torture in the ancient Celtic religion. And we were just like, yes!
Well, here, hold on. You need to get closer to your mic, though.
Closer? Let me turn it up.
There, that sounds better.
I'm going to lean over the table.
But I like it when you're bent over.
Most faggots do! How about now?
That sounds, yeah, that sounds a little better, yeah.
Okay, I turned it up a little bit.
Okay, well, I just started the recording itself, so...
Uh-oh, are we streaming yet?
Oh, yeah. Just to show people that we are here. And it has started, yeah.
Flag of a dead man. Yay!
And welcome to another exciting episode of You Must Be Joking.
Right.
Yeah, new toy.
Yes. What you been up to?
Ah, just
You,
trying to get stuff done. Haven't really been doing a whole lot, and I worked on the trailer a little bit. Worked on the truck. I put a new window. I don't know why I do this, and all of a sudden, just the word goes right out my brain there. Regulator and motor, so the window could go up and down in the back, so he can get out both sides. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. Well, when we drive along, he's in the back seat. He wants to look out both windows.
Oh
So
yeah. Oh, yeah.
I usually have both windows down, a little over halfway. But I haven't been able to do the right window because I'm never sure it's going to come back up.
Okay.
Yeah. So I went ahead and fixed that. So now he can ride back there comfortably, and I'm confident that the window will go up again. So anyway. How's you been doing? I haven't seen
I'm
you too
doing
much
good.
this week.
I'm working on getting. I got my store open. I'm working on getting my LLC. I've also started getting my trust going. The only thing I have to do after that is to put everything in the trust.
So what's this company?
It's just a store. It's not really a company. It's True Sedation is the name of the store because I already had that. So that way I didn't have to think of something new. Plus, no one has that. So
I believe it. Yeah. What kind of store?
I'm selling all my numismatics and I sell artwork and music gear.
Huh. Well, there you go.
I'm trying to get rid of everything.
Does she know?
Yeah.
And she's all right with you trying to get rid of her?
Yeah. Yeah. She's absolutely, completely on board with that.
Because when you said everything,
Uh-huh.
yeah, because
Yeah,
she is
everything.
your everything. I get paid for this, right?
I don't know. Maybe. You have to ask her.
No, it's supposed to be our. You're paying me to make sure that she knows that. She thinks that you're cool with it. So yeah, I'm on your side, dude, for a price.
I'm round. I have no sides.
Oh, jeez. No, we went to we did some shopping yesterday. I was looking for more stuff for the trailer and stuff, and of course they didn't have it. So went ahead and went to Walmart. And we went around looking and this kind of stuff, and got one thing for my daughter for her friend's birthday. You know. And so on the way back, we were talking about stopping at the mall and just kind of walking through and, just window shopping and stuff. And the
Yeah.
girls decided that since we wasn't going to really be buying anything, there was no reason to stop there.
Right.
I said, oh, okay, fine. Let's go on home. We'll have dinner. So we came on home. And that was about 5:30. Did you hear about the shooting there at the mall about 5:30 last night?
Yep. Yeah.
I didn't until this morning.
I mean, it's not like it isn't common.
Well, yeah, it's the fourth one in the last 12 months.
Yeah. So,
Yeah. So, but yeah, it just kind of caught me off guard. I was thinking, shit, I'm kind of glad they decided to come home because from what I understand, it was two groups shooting at each other instead of just one guy going in and shooting.
Yeah. Yeah. It was some kind of gang thing.
Yeah. So, anyhow, if you want, we can go to the mall later.
I'll go. I got some stuff I need to grab. Need to get some oil for the truck.
Can you even get oil for?
Yeah, there's stores there that do sell oil.
Huh. Who knew?
Yeah. People that live in the area.
Well, it's actually closer to
Yeah,
the.
I'm not gonna let the media and gun violence scare me from doing things that I want to do.
Well, it's not gun violence though.
If you enjoy living perpetually in fear, then you should probably just hide in your house and order everything and have it shipped directly to you.
Yeah, but it's not really gun violence. It's still just people violence. It's just they're using guns at this
Well,
time.
the vernacular is it's gun violence and it's an assault weapon. Because I mean, I don't know why they call it an assault weapon. I have a shotgun, that's a breech barrel single shot.
Yeah.
So once I expend that bullet, if you're close enough for me to hit with the shotgun, then it becomes an assault weapon.
Right. That's what I was going to say, you know. Well, hell, a baseball bat is an assault weapon,
Oh yeah, it is.
you know.
It'd probably be way more effective than the butt of a 10-gauge shotgun.
Well, you know, it's like back in the 70s when I would be riding out, you know, out riding and stuff, you know, there was a law down in Oregon. I don't know if it's all over or what, but a motorcyclist could not have a chain on their motorcycle. You could not have a chain wrapped around like the sissy bar or whatever when you were riding or when it was parked or whatever. You were not allowed to do that. However, if you put a padlock on it, then they said, oh, well, then now it's a tool. It's not a weapon. But the deal was is that if it didn't have a lock on it, then it was a weapon, where if you put a lock on it where it's going to hurt more, now it's a tool.
Well, I was riding with someone one time in their car, and a group of motorcyclists came by, and they didn't like the way my friend was driving, and so one of the fuckheads went ahead and slapped his car with a chain.
Ah.
And so my friend was, polite enough to go ahead and bump his back tire and make him wreck, which was funny to me. So I'm just wondering, why do they want to do that?
To be honest with you, I don't know. It never did make any sense to me. The people I rode with, I mean, if you screwed with them, if you came up there and you like cut them off and started, driving reckless, tailgating them, or something like that, or, trying to run them into a ditch or something, then they'd let you know it, But, for the most part, I mean, we rode and we just got along fine with everybody,
Yeah, because I got a lot of friends that ride with Bikers Against Child Abuse.
Oh, yeah, well, a lot of biking groups ride for that.
Yeah, those guys are awesome.
Yeah.
When you're just one of those jerks on a bike, because you can be, you deserve everything you get.
Well, yeah, there are those groups, like I remember the Sky Riders over in Idaho. Yeah, Resurrection Club. I had a run in with a couple of them. Hell's Angels, Gold Nuggets.
Gold Nuggets.
Yeah, a lot of them. They were looking for trouble.
Yeah, that's like their
mantra
to go out and start crap with people.
Yeah,
I hate playing at biker bars when I was in a band. It's just like, oh God, if they don't like the music, we're about to get screwed.
And yet there were others, like the Free Souls or Wolfden and just all kinds of them that you go around with and everything, and all they wanted to do is drink and have a good time.
Yeah.
They didn't destroy the bar they were in. They didn't go out and start a fight.
That's the difference between a biker club and a biker gang.
Yeah, it's attitude,
Yep.
But yeah, I agree with you there. I mean, I'll back you up on that.
It's like it's the difference between a government of by and for the people and the
what we got
tyranny that we have now. It's like they don't even hide shit anymore, man. They're just like, we're gonna screw you 10 ways from Sunday, and you're just gonna take it. And we're just like, oh my God, they're screwing us 10 ways from Sunday, but we don't do nothing about it.
Yeah, every time. Oh, let's see here. I had another thing.
I like the new one with PayPal. I don't know if you use PayPal, but I used to. And,
I used to use PayPal, but they got to where it was a lot less convenient than what it was supposed to be, and people started being able to get into the accounts and start frauding,
But apparently they let a little bit something slip. If you do any misinformation, they're gonna fine your account $2,500.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, they're backpedaling hardcore. That came out. I think it came out yesterday or the day before, and it's just like everyone was just like, "Yep, we're out." And they're like, "No, that's not what we meant." Of course, that's what you meant. You just let it slip.
Yeah, and it wouldn't matter to me because they don't even have one of my cards, So they couldn't get $25 out of me for nothing. You know,
So,
the only thing that I use them for right now is for my store. You know, if somebody orders something, it goes through PayPal before it hits my account,
yeah,
but it goes through other places before it gets to PayPal too. So
yeah. I've totally eliminated PayPal out of all of my accounts.
yeah. Well, I got rid of them probably 6 years prior, and that was because they let some guy buy a ton of watches. These are $400 watches, and they bought like 6 or 8 of them using my PayPal account, and
All
then they
right.
didn't want to. They were trying to get me to pay them, and
Yeah, yeah.
it was
That's
no. So I
that's
had
why
to
I got
jump
out
through
of
a lot
mine.
of hoops and get the cops over here, and all kinds of crap in order to get it done. So
Yeah, that's why I got out of mine because I had 3 accounts, and one of them someone had gotten into, and they spent well over 3 grand. And they were just like, "Yeah, that's on you." And I was like, "No, no, no. I told you when I noticed someone was in my account, and then I told you when they spent money in my account, and now you're gonna have to collect from them, not me. Goodbye, PayPal." So if you ask them, I owe them money, which is
yeah.
fine for me. That means I won,
Well, if they don't have your money, then you're ahead.
right?
And let's see here. For that one, should have been this. That's supposed to be ouch. I don't know why it's somebody laughing.
Is that a willy toucher? Are you making that sound effects now, boss? Did you get your stream deck?
Did I what?
Did you get your stream deck?
Get my screen back. Oh, the big one?
Stream deck. Did you get your stream deck?
Oh. Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, Mike. Yeah, nice, nice.
Yeah, I was goofing with it last night. Trying to get it to where I could use it to broadcast with on my laptop because I was thinking about broadcasting from work.
Right.
And, because we're coming into the slow season. So, you know. Anyway, so,
Water in winter.
yeah, so I decided I'd go ahead and screw around with it, but for some weird reason it wasn't working very well last night, and it didn't like my laptop, and it started putting out some weird noises and stuff. So, but today it seems to be working just fine. Put it into my mixing board.
Nice.
Yeah, of course I don't have microphones running through it or anything like that. So, well, what the heck?
Yeah, I got that stream deck for when I was doing the Twitch stuff, because I could easily program it to do a commercial or make a sound effect or change camera views or change from just the game to just the camera and stuff like that. So it was a pretty good purchase.
Yeah, well, this one here I wasn't exactly sure how it worked or anything like that. So but the instructions I got are so vague.
You're so vague.
So I got really no other than it just trying to go through and figure it out. There's really no way for me to oh, okay, well, this is how I do that. So I'll be playing with it for a while.
That's what she said.
Well, I guess I really bombed out that time.
In the rocket's red glare.
Now, you and I last week, well, actually more than last week, but last week especially, we were talking about how dumb people have gotten
Oh, yeah.
recently.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And we've joked around and we've talked about it before where we're talking about, the schools being the controlled thought zone and this kind of stuff. I was reading a article this morning, yesterday morning actually, about this guy named Jason Huhaimi. On September 13th, Now, he's the manager and director, or was the manager and director at Northeastern University in the Media Lab. And on the 13th of September, he called 911.
Okay.
Okay? He told the operator that he opened the package and it exploded. He said there was flying debris that cut up his arms and he found a threatening note. He also claimed that there was another package just like it in the lab. Okay, so two bomb squads showed up, okay, to take care of things. And when they arrived, they saw no signs of an explosion. Okay, now first of all, if you're claiming to be injured, there should be something, you know. And when they asked him about it, he said that he stuck to the story. You know, he would not admit that he lied. Okay, yeah, so he kept saying it over and over again. Now the investigation ensued. So when they arrived, there was no signs of an explosion. The letter and the package were still intact that he was talking about. Okay. The investigation showed that he, on his computer, had written the note and printed it just before calling 911. Okay. So now this Jason Humaini, or however you say it, was indicted and arrested on October 4th after the investigation for federal charges of false reporting and providing false information to the law enforcement. Now, he lost his job. He's facing up to 5 years in prison, up to 3 years of supervised release, and a maximum fine of $250,000. Now, this guy worked in a university, a big university.
Uh-huh.
Okay? He's supposed to be educated.
Uh-huh.
That is probably the dumbest thing that a person could do. I mean, this is something that a guy in 4th grade might do.
Right?
You know, or maybe some kid in middle school that's afraid, you know, they're going to flunk a test or something. You know?
Or even a university student as a prank against a teacher, but...
Yeah, but this guy is actually the head of his department.
Yep.
And in the media.
Yeah.
You know,
He got his 15 minutes, didn't he?
it just fits in with...
Warhol.
I just don't understand how they can actually be that stupid when they're supposed to be educated. I mean, come on, I've done some dumb stuff, but geez.
I don't know. He wanted something and he got it.
Yeah, but it's the other stuff that he got I don't think he really wanted. But, you know, I mean, even I could figure out, you know, that if you do something like that, you're going to be in a buttload of trouble. Especially when you say that there's a bomb that did...
In his mind, he was a hero. That's why he stuck to the story.
Yeah, except they'd already found out that he was lying.
But in his mind, he was a hero.
I don't know, it just...
People's brains are broken. People born after the year 2000 are a waste of air, food, and utilities, man.
Yeah, well, that's what I was saying, you know, is it makes no sense.
You're born after the year 2000 and you think you're special. But that's exactly what they want you to think.
Well, they are special, just like one of Jerry's kids, only I think Jerry's kids got 'em beat.
Don't do that!
Well, I just think that one of Jerry's kids got him beat, you know. But this one is for him. Slap his stupid face.
Oh man. So yeah. How do we reverse all of the indoctrination though? I mean,
You know,
where do you start reversing it?
Yeah, I really got no clue unless people, and this is about as far-fetched as that guy getting by with the crime, okay?
Right.
If people were to actually take responsibility and help decide what is taught in the schools, how it's taught, and take responsibility for what their children learn, then it's just going to keep going like this. I mean, it's not going to get any better. Every child is going to think that they are special, that they are that they are entitled to all kinds of stuff that they're not. Okay.
Participation trophy. Here you go.
Yeah, and no matter what, unless the people decide what they want their children to be like and what they want them to learn, and quit worrying about what's politically correct and what is socially acceptable and what's not. No, just teach your children what they need to survive, and then let society decide the rest of it as when they grow up, because it'll be their world at that point.
Individual responsibility has definitely left the building.
It's left the planet.
Yeah. It's out there with Elvis on the moon.
So, hold on here. Okay, just checking. So, just to let everybody know, anybody that is listening and that would like to pitch in, please feel free. Either use one of the chats, and I keep trying to bounce around through them, or go ahead and give us a call or send us a text at 253-254-6664, and give us your opinions, because God knows we need them.
Yeah, we're not afraid to look and laugh and sing and cry and tell you you're right, but then tell you goodbye.
And throw up.
You can't be correct on my show. Get out.
Yeah, and throw up at the stupidity of it all.
We have become a society that encourages ignorance and rewards stupidity.
True.
And for that, we are broken. We've been emasculating the men and totally over testosteroning the women for about 2 decades now.
Yeah, it's
an absolute downfall.
I got to tell you this one. Oh God, what was it? I think it was Friday. I was out doing something, and I ended up down here in Fife, and I saw this guy and a girl, okay,
Yeah.
walking along, and I swear to you, I had it wrong.
You probably didn't.
No, I did. The one I thought was him was her, and the one I thought was her was him. I mean, yeah, he was wearing more like the female clothes and hairstyle, where she was tattooed and butched up, and flannel shirt and jeans, work boots, and it was.
So he thought he was in the band Poison, and she thought she was just a roughneck off the oil rig, huh?
That's it. Yeah, But I mean, even the hairstyles and everything. The only thing that could have made her more butch is if she had a beard and a mustache.
And she probably did. You just didn't get close enough.
It could be. Yeah. So, but so for what you were saying as far as emasculating the men and the
Yep.
bumping up the women, I don't know. Yeah, it's
it's funny to watch. Like, I scroll through TikTok once in a while because I'm trying to get banned, and
you're trying to what?
I'm trying to get banned, permanently banned from
Oh,
TikTok.
okay.
So I go out of my way to be an asshole on TikTok. But you go through there and you'll see these guys just going, women are shit, and then you'll see these women going, how can these guys be doing this now? And it's just like, well, because for a long time you've been saying men are shit, so here it comes, right back at you.
Yeah, but it isn't that women are shit.
A nation of men, we're really going to fall to the wayside quickly, because right now, if you look at the situation of the planet right now, China and Russia have absolutely aligned against us, and I don't see any. I can understand why, because we've been aligned against them for a long time.
Oh hell yeah.
And it's really weird to say that we're aligned against China, since they are our largest trading partner. but they're our enemy, and so is Russia. But whatever.
Well, depend. I know I know some Russian people and Ukrainian people that are just awesome. You know that they live here. They're Americans. You know, some Chinese people. Believe it or not, I actually have met some in this country, uh, and they're just awesome people. Same with some Koreans, uh, and just about everybody else. You know, I mean Muslims, whatever. Okay, to say that because they are to say that China is our enemy or Russia is our enemy is not accurate at all. The government of China is self-serving his country. So I can't really fault him for that. It's not like he's actually against us, but he is trying to take as much advantage as we possibly will let him. Okay? Russia, the people there are not our enemies. Again, it's Putin and his crowd that's our enemies.
And right now, I don't even believe that. I don't even think Putin's our enemy.
Well,
Putin makes better speeches than Biden right now for the people of the United States.
well,
Woo,
yeah.
that's a dangerous thing to say.
Well, he is definitely Biden's enemy, which
Well, and like you said, it's not the people.
right.
Because we can walk from here to Seattle and talk to everybody. We might find 5 or 6 people that are jerks, but for the most part, everyone wants to get along.
Well, the
And
closer you get to Seattle, the more jerks you'll find.
But if you go to the government be like, oh, those people are bad. Oh, those people are bad. Oh, that's an enemy. Oh,
Yeah.
So it's really the government,
Right.
not the people, for the most part.
Yeah, but like I said, the closer you get to Seattle, the more assholes you'll find.
That is true.
Yeah. So yeah, if you walk around here, you know, you'll probably find 5 or 10, you know, maybe in a 5-mile radius that are complete jerks and assholes. But the closer you get to downtown Seattle, the more frequent they are.
The denser the population gets. Oh, play on words.
No, they just breed them there.
You go to Seattle and you think REI is having a sidewalk sale. Look at all the tents.
Yeah, you know I saw a guy yesterday. I went down to fuel up my truck, $123.
Oh yeah, gas is
Yeah.
jumping back up.
But on the way back and everything, I saw a homeless guy pushing a grocery cart, and he had probably a $300 mountain bike in the cart. Couldn't see a scratch on it, brand new tires. So maybe you and I are doing this wrong because, I mean, if he's got money to buy that kind of a bike, and I mean, it was a
Think
nice
he
looking
bought
bike.
that?
But the police drive by and don't say a freaking thing.
That's not their job.
Yeah.
Their job is to generate revenue for the state, and that guy has no money to give the state.
Yeah, but that is still probable cause right there as he's going
No,
along.
if you drive by someone with a bike, you automatically think they stole it?
When I see a homeless guy pushing a bunch of shit in a grocery cart with a $300 mountain bike on top of it, yes.
Uh,
Did you hear that?
yep. And if I see that, I think, goddamn, that's the last thing he has of value. I wonder how long he's going to be able to hang on to it.
About the time he takes it out of that grocery cart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, see, I'm not going to automatically assume that he's a criminal. I'm going to wait until he proves it, because that's how the justice system is supposed to work in the United States. Innocent until proven guilty, not guilty until you can afford to prove yourself innocent.
Okay, well then show me where you've been parking it to keep it from getting stolen.
Oh, now you want to keep tabs on him, huh?
No, I'm asking for his
Mr.
input.
Government.
Yeah. See, I'm asking for his input. Now, help me understand.
But I don't even have to care. As long as he's staying out of my yard, I'm fine with whatever he does.
Well, speaking of that, Karen sent me a text this morning at about 12:30. Of course, now I'm in bed last night. I was tired, so I
Did you
went.
hear the screaming?
What?
The screaming from the screaming?
No, I guess there was a red truck or van out here. It parked right next to our van,
Okay.
and they were parked there for a while. And so she
Check to
sent
see if
me.
you had a catalytic converter still?
I don't know. I got to ask my wife when she comes home. Yeah. 'Cause, I was asleep, so I didn't get the text until this morning.
Right?
And so I told her, next time please call me, because I
Yeah,
ain't
'cause
gonna hear the
yeah.
text beep.
Last night, I stay up way late, and last night, I swear, I heard screaming from your street. Just, I mean, like, "Raven like it on!" I was like, "Holy shit, what's going on out there?" And then it kept going, but it faded. So I was like, "All right, some nutbag walking down the road got a good hit."
Yeah, beats the hell out of me. Like I said, man, I was in bed by 10 o'clock and out by 10:05. You know, I was tired.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I just, you know, but they're getting so bolder. You know, uh, they just they have no fear anymore. They know that they got all the rights.
Well, they know two things. No one's gonna stop them, and if they do go to jail, it's for a couple hours.
Yeah, well, if I stop them, they're gonna hurt, or
Well,
I will. One of the two.
that's push their nose into their brain and walk away while they bleed out on the sidewalk.
No, no, no. Chances are they'll just fall down really, really hard. That way there, nobody can say I did it.
I just bring myself to hate the homeless, just in general.
Well, I don't hate the homeless,
Yeah,
but
you
I
do
do
everything
hate
you do is
thieves.
hate the homeless.
No, I
That
hate.
guy's got a $300 bike. You don't even know if it's a $300 bike. It could just be a polished up $50 bike.
No, not from the tires,
Like the serial number on it.
from the tires, from the paint job. I mean, it was a beautiful bike. The way the handlebars were, the controls on it. Nah, it was definitely an expensive bike,
Okay.
and it was a new bike. Now it could have been.
What if someone gave it to him?
It could have been a $150 bike 10 years ago and nobody ever rode it.
And what if someone gave it to him?
Well, then I'm impressed.
Why?
And I'm still trying.
I had 8 bikes in my yard about 3-4 months ago, and I gave them all away because I don't ride a bike because I'm lazy.
Yeah. Well, if it was his bike and somebody gave him that bike, I don't know. If it was me, I sure as hell would have been. I would have been not wanting to scratch it by laying it on top of the great grocery cart. I would have been pushing it along beside me, or something.
Which is why I'm like $300 bike, maybe.
Well, prior to the scratches on the one side.
Well, I mean, you didn't get the serial number or the name brand, so we don't know.
Well, I was also in
It
my
could be a
truck driving.
$10,000 bike if it's made by the right company and has all the right bells and whistles on it.
Well, yeah, there is that, but I can pretty much guarantee you that it was not. Um, it was not something within his price range.
I'm gonna pretty much guarantee that I'm not gonna make a judgment call on someone I don't know.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah, I can't just be mad at the homeless because they have a bike that
I don't have a problem with the homeless. If they want to be homeless, they should be homeless out of town, though, instead of taking it.
Sounds like you got a problem with the homeless, sir.
Yeah. Well, I get tired of driving by and smelling shit and piss.
I don't drive by so slow that I can smell them.
You don't have to on a hot day,
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you can.
And then, and then I see a lot of the stealing going on. I mean, so if they want to be decent about it and not steal, fine. I don't complain about the guy standing on the on ramps begging for money. Of course, the ones that are standing there in these sparkling new Nikes, and they got themselves a nice, expensive North Face coat, or whatever. And
You ever been to the Goodwill?
Huh?
You see some of that stuff that's at the Goodwill?
Yeah, I have.
So, I can't fault someone just because they look good while they're begging for money.
No, I'm just saying I ain't got a problem with those guys standing out there. It's just I'll notice, if they're wearing a brand new pair.
Face jacket.
If they're wearing a brand new pair of boots or some new Nikes or something like that, it's like,
But
well,
it's
they're
all right.
doing
If
pretty
you're going
good.
abroad, you're allowed to be mad at these people.
Yeah. But no, I do believe that the police should start enforcing the law, which is a vagrancy law. I do believe that these people should be taken out of town to where they can shit in the woods without having to worry about anybody else. And I do believe that if they steal anything and they get caught doing it, then they should be punished to the full extent of the law.
If they steal and if they get caught, then yes, the law should be brought into it. But for the rest of that, let people be.
Mm. Okay. But that's one reason why I run them out of here. I mean, we've had homeless people trying to pitch tents here on the sidewalk over by this community center and in front of the church over here.
Yeah.
And we had somebody trying to pitch
church should be very accepting of homeless people, but it ain't.
Well, then I keep calling the cops and telling them, that either they get rid of them or we will. Sometimes it usually takes them about 3 days.
The only time I bother homeless people is when they park back in the alley here and they're doing drugs. And if I see it, I'll go back there and I'll be like, hey, go to that next alley, please, because we got kids right here.
Yeah. See, I just go out and start taking pictures of the license plate and of them, and they just leave and never.
License plates on their car?
What?
They had license plates on their car?
The ones that I saw back here that parked by my garage, yeah, and the ones that parked in front of your yard.
Every time I see a homeless car out here, or a person that's assumedly homeless in a car out here doing drugs, there's no plates on the front or back.
Yeah, I just start taking pictures, and they take off.
It's like, oh, you're a sovereign citizen, huh? Don't need a license plate. All right.
Well, the car's probably stolen at that point, Well, that's like that bumper that was out here in the alley. It was out there for a long time. It still had the license plate on it.
Yeah, that was definitely stolen from somewhere.
But yeah, the thieves are what pisses me off the most, And I'll admit it, I have very little to no tolerance for a thief.
Well, no one should have tolerance for a thief. Like I said, I agree with you on that point. If they steal something and if they get caught, then they should be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. But I'm not going to assume just because some guy who appears homeless has a nice bike on top of his pile of shit, I'm not going to assume one, that he stole it, two, that it's a $300 bike, and three, that he doesn't deserve it.
Well, yeah, I've also seen guys that were riding a decent bicycle, pulling another really nice bicycle with them, so they got two bikes.
I've seen that a lot too.
Yeah, yeah. Now, as to why.
Well, you ride one horse till it dies, and then you hop on the other. It's a Pony Express.
Okay, see, a horse, yeah.
Get there now.
Yeah, a horse, yeah, but bicycle, no, that doesn't work, So, and and in my opinion, I would say they're probably not riding over to their girlfriend or boyfriend and saying, "Okay, now we can go for a ride. I got you a bike too." Yeah. So. That's I'm just sorry. I just wouldn't buy it.
Yeah, I get it when someone's on a bike and he's pulling another one. Yeah, you're like, what's he doing? Where are you going, sir? The pawn shop?
Yeah, I just
tiny home villages down in L.A. though.
Say what?
They've started doing tiny home villages down in L.A.
Yeah, yeah, but they pretty much gave up that town anyway. It's
a cesspool, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean they've made it to where it's legal to steal.
The same here.
Well, yeah.
All these blue states are just like, oh, go ahead and steal. We won't keep you in jail too long. You'll be all right.
Yeah, you know, I've got uncles, two uncles that have been in prison more than once, and they would actually go out and do shit just to get thrown in jail, because then they didn't have to actually work for a living, you know.
Yeah, some people are institutionalized like that.
Yeah, it was free room and board pretty much, and
Free health care. They get better health care than you or I could get.
oh yeah, yeah,
Maybe I have
so
to go to jail. Fix my teeth.
yeah, so uh, so these people here aren't that big of a far-fetched deal. It's just it, it I guess it's I'm just a prude, so
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it
Well,
makes
you're
no
old.
sense
You're
to
allowed
me.
to be. You're old.
Yeah, I'd much rather be
Remember,
free and work for a living,
I
or at
remember
least
15,
outside.
20 years ago, Tacoma, the Pierce County Jail had a lottery system. And people that were in for violent crimes were getting out because their number got pulled, even
Yeah, I
though they were
remember that.
in
Yeah,
for a long time.
yeah, and it
And
wasn't just Pierce County; it was statewide. They were people that were released from Walla Walla Penitentiary.
yeah, yeah. But
That
it's just like, and then Illinois, I guess, is the next state's going to release like 5,000 convicts in the next month. Just release them.
yeah, might as well.
What are you guys doing? They're just trying to make it horrible for the average person.
Yeah, well, they're doing a pretty good job of it.
Eh,
I mean, if that's their goal, they're actually doing a very good job.
yeah, it still hasn't affected me. I'm sure once it does, things will change. But
Yeah, well, it hasn't
all right,
affected me,
okay.
but I'm also fairly diligent about it too. I'm kind of a stickler for trying to keep things uh, in the current state of um, chaos instead of adding to it.
Yeah, I'm in a constant state of flux. I keep my personal space tidied, so I'm all right.
Yeah. Well, my personal space isn't quite so tidy, but I do try.
Leave that behind you.
Yeah, huh? Yeah. See, that in the yard. I mean, I haven't mowed the lawn in a while. I should do that.
I haven't mowed my lawn in quite a while, but the only thing growing is the weeds.
Yeah, yeah. Well, but you got to keep the weeds down. I mean,
Why?
because then it makes the grass look bad.
Grass made itself look bad by being all brown and.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and mow mine. The front yard isn't a problem. The backyard over here, it's always growing. You know,
Yeah.
but it just it's been growing really slow here lately. But either way, I'm just gonna go ahead and mow it, and probably Wednesday when I have my day off.
The only spot of my yard that's got green grass is where I've been cutting my countertop and backsplash because I have to run water on the saw. It's a wet saw.
Yeah. Yeah. So they're just going, feed me.
Oh yeah. This great green area under my cut table is just like, oh, that's nice.
How's your countertop going, by the way?
It's going pretty good. I got two more pieces of the backsplash to cut. I have a light switch to move, and then when we get the new oven, I'll know exactly how to fit the piece of backsplash that's going behind the oven. Until then, I'm kind of on hold, which is all right. I don't need to work hard or fast. House ain't going anywhere.
Yeah, you need the break. You were working too hard anyway. So
Oh yeah,
yeah, enjoy the break.
yeah, oh yeah. Plus, once in a while I help my buddy Rob do some remodel stuff, so a couple hours here and there. And then
Yeah.
actually, I'm gonna get him to come over and help me move the light switch on Tuesday, so that'll actually get done. So,
Oh, that's cool.
but yeah, it's looking good. I need to. What's going to be really fun is since it was all recycled stuff, I have to get the epoxy or whatever, the granite, the faux granite epoxy, and
Yeah.
start trying to do that. So I don't know if I want to just cut a couple random pieces and do it outside to see if I can do it and see how good I can do it, or just say F it and do it in the kitchen and be like, all right, yeah. Because I mean, what's the worst that could happen? I have to redo it. Big deal.
Yeah, you got time.
Yeah, I do. I do. I'm being retired. I'm semi-retired. Since I help Rob, I'm semi-retired.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Plus, I'm in my store. Everyone, go buy some coins.
yeah. So are you still buying the silver and stuff from those folks that we met?
I don't do the numismatics anymore, but I do buy gold and silver. I buy the non-governmental stuff. And I went down to the Bellevue Rare Coin the other day, and I picked up a couple of fractional pieces of gold. They're uh, see in my little goodie bag. Open, open, open.
Reminds me of that Bon Marché commercial. Open, open, open.
Yeah, wasn't that Mervin's?
Was it Mervin's or Bon Marché?
It was Mervin's.
Ah, that could be.
But yeah, you know, I'll buy just a random 1 ounce piece, and then I'll buy fractional gold.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's just a little piece, but you know, it's basically people on the if you YouTube this kind of thing, they'll be like, you know, you're buying investment. No, that's not an investment. It's just a way to store my money without keeping it in the bank. Because really, once they switch us over to the
The
central
new-
bank digital
yeah.
currency, that ain't gonna be anything. That's just gonna be paperweights.
Well, you can go ahead and make nice jewelry out of it.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
Then you can sell the jewelry.
That's true. For digital currency.
Yep.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah. So that's what you need to do now is go to take a course on jewelry making.
I already know how to make jewelry.
Really nice jewelry.
Well, I mean, that takes practice. But I've made necklaces and stuff. I've even polished stones and put them on a mount and made necklaces out of it. The only thing about you know, I make the piece, but I didn't make the chain for the necklace.
Right.
That's the hard part. That takes a lot of practice.
You know, and then you know you make the earrings, you know, and this kind of stuff with the little, you know, and
Easy enough.
yeah.
You can buy all the parts and put it all together, or you can make your own stuff. You can get mounts and you can get stoppers and you can get studs and then put your own mounted piece on there. It's just, you know, it's not that hard, but to make stuff that other people would want to buy takes practice.
Yeah.
Just like with anything else.
Yeah, so you got the silver, you got the gold. So go ahead and just, you know, you put do like my ex-father-in-law used to. He was a jeweler, and he would take pure gold, 24 karat gold, and make it into almost a foil. And
Yeah.
then he would go ahead and he would fold the foil to where it was hollow in the middle, and then he would take and he would etch it, you know, to make the designs on it and put it on the wires, you know, for earrings and stuff. I didn't know that until my first wife and I were dating one night, and I was nibbling on her ear, and I bit it in half, and she came unglued. It's like, well, don't wear the expensive stuff when we're out. You never know where I'm gonna bite. You know?
That was her fault.
Yep.
But yeah, so it's not really an investment. I mean, for investments, I have stocks, man. And what's really awesome about the market crashing right now is I've doubled almost all my stocks. It's like, well, what are you going to do when it completely crashes? Wait for it to go back up.
Well, that's all you can do. That's what you're supposed to
Even
do.
if it switches to a digital currency, the stock is still going to go back up. That's what it is. Currency is currency. It's just how you spend it.
And it doesn't matter if you bought your stocks with dollars or yen or whatever, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah, once everything changes over, that's what it'll be worth.
And I'm not a financial advisor, but make sure anytime you buy a stock, it's something that can be equitized. Because that means that they pay you for having that stock either in money or in uh, uh, buying fractional pieces of stock,
Uh,
which is nice. Because you just sit there, it's all in equity, and you sit there for a couple of years, and you're like, I only bought one piece of that stock. How come I've got 6 now? Whoa. Cash out!
yeah, I used to
I think
think
the only
about
thing I really
getting.
talked about is I missed the GameStop thing because I was like, God, it's not going to do that. And then it did that, and I was like, fuck!
Yeah, I used to
It's-
think about getting into the stocks and stuff, but I never felt like I was organized mentally well enough to actually plan it, you know,
Bro,
and follow
just,
through.
just look at something you like, and I mean, see if the company that makes that thing that you like has a stock within a reasonable price, and just buy one if it's equitable, because the God, what did I buy? I bought a stock in a gold mine, and that turned into in 5 years that turned into owning I think 3 shares instead of just the one I bought. So I only bought one, but the rollover increased it to the 3. And I'm just like, oh, okay, cool. I mean, don't get me wrong, this stock is only worth $2.50, so it's not like I'm a billionaire. It's
Yeah.
just a gold mine stock one, and now I have 3 because I've had it for so long that the equity is rolled over, and I don't take the equity in a cash payment. I just let it rebuy fractional pieces of the stock.
Right.
Because in a $2.50 stock, I think it's 0.011 in the equity, so it's just over a penny. But after 3 years, I got a couple more pieces of the stock. So
Yeah.
I am not a financial advisor. Everything I say is for entertainment value only. Except for go to my store and buy my silver.
Yeah, I just, I was looking into it, but just never did
You
really.
hear that?
What?
Did you hear it again?
Yeah, I don't know why it just all of a sudden does that. I think it's
Is it
coming
the
out of that little
machine?
box.
Is it the new box? You got a dirty cord?
No, it's brand new cords.
Huh, weird.
Yeah, like I said, it's just fine for a while, and then all of a sudden it'll do that for a couple of seconds, and then
Does it do that even without our connection?
yeah,
Okay.
I think so. Like I said
My,
yesterday, it was kind of weird anyway because I was getting weird sounds out of this thing.
well, my problem here, which doesn't affect any of my podcasts, is for some reason my output level will just drop and then jump back up, but it's the output level for my speakers here, so it's not anything on any of my lives or my recorded stuff, so that's not affected. It's just here. It's just like all of a sudden, whoa! He's like, whoa, turn that down, and then he goes, fuck, I gotta turn it back up. Ah, damn it! So I'm kind of, so I stopped even touching. I'm just like, let it fade and come back. So I'm kind of sure that it's probably the board itself that I'm using that probably has a bad output. But until it dies, I'm going to use it. That's how cheap I am.
Yeah, well, I think my board here has a couple of bad inputs too, because like the 2 and 3, I tried plugging it into that, and I got no volume hardly at all out of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So even with them cranked way up, so I mean it was so. But I don't know. I'll keep playing with it and see what happens.
When you turn the pots to turn up and down, does it make a scratch sound?
Well, the reverb and the volume are all good.
On your board.
What?
On your board, channel 2 and 3.
Oh, uh, I haven't got
If
anything
it
plugged
makes
into
a
them.
kind of a scratchy sound, that just means that there's a little bit of dust built up in the pot itself, in the potentiometer, and you can clean that out.
Oh,
Clean it
okay.
up.
Yeah, well, it probably does. I'm going to have to get a can of air
Air.
and spray it out. I vacuum it off every once in a while, while I'm dusting and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just doesn't get in there very well with the little, brush thing. So, but every once in a while, I'll also take a can and spray it through. So,
Right.
I wish I had a longer hose from the garage, then I wouldn't have to worry about it. I'd just bring the hose in from there.
Oh, for your hair. What's 80 psi gonna do? Blow shit off the table.
Yeah, but it would take care of that dust problem,
It sure would. Move it from downstairs to upstairs right now.
Yeah, so. Anywho, let's see here. Yeah, I got to figure all this out, though. It has a bunch of shit on it, but I don't know what they do.
A bunch of pre-programmed.
You know. I don't even. Some of this stuff just doesn't make any sense to me either.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it says follow. Why that's follow, I don't know.
No clue.
This is
Sounds
brother.
Like that's brother.
Yeah. Now, what would you think the sound would be for this one? It's called Too Hard.
Someone grunting because they can't lift something.
Yeah, what's the point? Pretty boy. Oh, wait, ouch. Again,
Ouch, huh?
doesn't make any sense to me.
Sounds like Tickle Me Elmo got ouched the wrong way.
Yeah, and a pretty boy. Proud.
That sounds like you're ready for TikTok.
Now this one says don't laugh.
That's almost the same as that other one. Almost.
Yeah, too hard, wasn't it?
The ouch.
No.
Almost.
And there's that sound again.
Yeah, that's got to be the new machine. Something's going on. It's not quite matching up. Is there a time sync on it?
No. Then I got Kiss. This one makes sense. And Face Slap. This one works. Oh, baby. Now, here's a weird one. 666. That's what it says. 666. Maybe they put the buttons on upside down, so it's actually 999. I don't know.
666. Let's see. You want a guy making six figures. You want him to be 6 foot tall, and you want him to have a six-pack abs. This woman's looking for.
Makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
But then there's Show Up. And that's the one where we did it at the beginning of the show.
That sounds like one of them old style kung fu movies.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just it's got laughter, applause, active atmosphere.
So can you go on the internet and download sounds to it?
I don't know. Like I said, the instructions to this thing is so vague,
Yeah.
and I don't think that they spoke English.
English
So,
was my 10th language.
but to make it even worse, the printing is so small that in order to see a lot of the stuff on the diagram, even
Yeah.
I got to wear my glasses, put the stuff here with bright light on, and then yeah.
My,
So but I'll figure it out. I'll get it figured out. Maybe not by the next week, but
well, dude, my Stream Deck's got 15 buttons. I only programmed 3 of them because that's how smart I am.
let's see here. There's 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16. Let's see here. 19, 21, 22, 24, 27, 30. 30 buttons on this one.
Dang.
Oh, not counting the 5-band or the slide bars, and then I've got the volume and the reverb,
Yeah.
and then there's the power and play pause.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I don't even know why the play pause is there.
Well, probably because you can program stuff to run through, and you can hit the play pause on the program, on the pre-programmed stuff. Like you have a video set up already, you push play and pause, so it'll run and then stop.
Yeah, could be. Beats the hell out of me though. But anyway, like I said, I'll figure it out, but it's going to take a while.
It's a new toy. Woo-hoo!
That's it. Yeah. My wife saw me messing with it last night, and she goes, "So, you decided to buy that too?" I said, "Honey, I bought this a long time ago. I just took it out of the box trying to figure it out." You know, I've been meaning to play with this, and try and get it figured out for a while, but I keep getting too
Right.
busy, you know. But I figure, things are starting to slow down now, and if I can broadcast from work, that'd be great. The problem is now I'm gonna have to. The program that I use to broadcast and play the music and everything, it had an update, and now it won't work. Now it won't
Oh,
do
great.
it. Yeah, it won't connect.
It updated, and now your computer's too old.
Well, the program itself on both computers, when it updated, it said okay, and now I've got to try and reset everything up again, even though everything is there.
Yeah.
So now, so I'm.
Well, that happened to me one time. I bought back a long time ago when I first started recording in my garage. I bought the top of the line computer and the top of the line recording program, and for 12 years it was great. And update, okay, cool, update, okay, cool, update, okay, cool, update. You can't update. Your operating system no longer accepts this. Like, okay, so I update the operating system, and okay, good update. Okay, new update. Up, your operating system is won't accept this. Okay, we'll update the operating system. Well, your computer's too old to update the operating system. What?
Yeah, it's funny how that works. Yeah,
Yeah.
they do that and everything just to make sure they can sell you a new one. It's
Mm-hmm.
like with this system here, I've got to, I lost the big screen. I don't know why. So I've got to get a video card so I can run all 3 monitors into that video card. And then I'm going to have to get a new sound card and everything because I'm starting to have issues there.
Yeah.
And I never know what's going on as far as the internet
Well,
connection.
I believe you would need a video card, but I don't know if you need a sound card because if you go out of your headphone jack into your board, the board is your sound card.
Oh, yeah.
That's why when I bought my computer, it was completely bare bones. It was a $600 computer with a $900 video card. So it was $1,500, and it was all in the video card. And so I can run 4 screens, and then the sound I just go out of the headphone jack into my board, and no problem.
Yeah, see, I go ahead and I've got it running from USB into my mixing board. So I've got the sound coming in from the computer into the mixing board.
You should go out of your headphone jack into the mixing board.
Well, I'd still need a sound card. Well, it's an onboard sound
If
card.
you have a headphone jack on your computer, which you should, they almost all come with them now. It's probably going to be an 1/8 inch
Yeah, I got it.
plug, and go right into your mixer. That is your sound card.
Yeah, yeah, but
You run out. If you're coming out of the USB, you're taking up vital space for something else, and you're also making the computer work a little too hard because it's already designed with the headphone. That's their sound card to send stuff to this. So you go from their sound card into your expanded sound card.
yeah. See, that's what I'm saying though, is that I think that it's the onboard sound card because it doesn't have a sound card in it. Okay.
It does. If it's got a headphone jack, it does.
Yeah, well, yeah, but that's the onboard sound card in
Yeah.
the motherboard itself.
Yep.
Yeah. So, and I think I'm starting to have issues with that, and that's why I want to get an actual sound card to plug in to the
I bet
motherboard.
if you go out of the headphone jack into your board, you'll be no problem.
Yeah, could be.
Because that's what I do.
Well, that's what I do with my laptop.
Yeah. So you should do that with your desktop.
So, but my biggest concern at the moment is getting it to where I can broadcast live again.
Right.
That just pisses me off to no end.
Oh man, it's always something. Every goddamn week, it's something. Like last week when I was trying to do my live show, it wouldn't let me go to my website to make sure I was broadcasting live. I just had to guess. Okay, I guess I am. Turned out I wasn't.
Yeah. It just, you know, and in order to broadcast, I have to be able to also broadcast the metadata, for the music,
Right?
and so there's only some programs that'll actually do that, I've got one program that I just love for playing music. It's got 2 players and everything. It's got it set up for the commercials. It's, so you got buttons for the commercials. For promos, this kind of stuff. It's just a beautiful program, but it will not work with the metadata on IceCast 2, and that's what I need.
Right.
So I've got to use other stuff, and the one that I had was free, and it was easy to work with. Got it all set up, and it worked great. Freaking update shot me down.
Hey, but if you buy the premium.
Yeah, except they don't even sell it. You can't buy a premium, There is some sites where you can buy a plug-in for it that I got for free.
Yeah.
But, but I've already bought another program. Is, oh, shit, I can't even remember what the name of it is now. But I got to set it up, but I'm not even sure that it actually plays the music. Because I have Butt, which is great for just setting up and broadcast, voices, to do like the podcast live. If all I wanted to do was broadcast this on my station, then no problem, man. I'd use Butt and call it good, But it will not do the metadata, so I can't use it for the music,
Yeah.
So, and that's the problem with a Lunar Caster is, it'll do IceCast 1, and it'll do the other, the Shoutcasts and all that, but it won't do IceCast 2, which is what I need, So.
Right. This is how it always happens.
Yeah. But anyway, oh shit, we made our hour plus.
What? Great. Now you got editing to do.
Yep. But the good news is the last couple of weeks haven't had any real issues. The editing and everything is done by the end of the day.
Nice.
And I've actually got it online and ready to go. Last week, it was Monday that we that we did the show, and I had it edited, and I got the video. I was composing the video file when I went to bed, and so the next morning
Yeah.
I got up and then did the audio and that kind of stuff. But yeah, I was tired. That's the problem with getting old, you know?
Right?
Or so I've heard.
First thing that happens when you wake up in the morning is you're tired.
Breaks your heart too. Anyhow, my friend,
Just got to get up and do some calisthenics. What? Fuck you. I don't know cals.
I did that yet. Oh yeah, that's something else we can talk about before we call this off.
What's
I
up?
wanted to talk to you about this anyway. Yesterday or Friday, yeah, Friday, I went to the doctor again. Okay, we've been
Okay.
trying to get this done since March, right? To get my DOT physical completed.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And so Tuesday I went in and I got my COVID test ahead of time, so I was able to go in and do my a treadmill test yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Now this is the fourth time of trying to get this treadmill test, and they tried doing really expensive ones. They tried doing a nuclear one, and my uh, insurance wouldn't pay for one of them. The other one they were only going to pay for 40%, and the people wanted $1,450 up front.
Wow.
Yeah, and then that was just like a down payment for the $9,000.
Right?
That was my part of the 40%. You know, the 60%.
Yeah, yeah.
And I didn't get to keep the treadmill, so I told him no.
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah, I'm not going into debt for this. You know, and then but anyhow, so it's just finally I got to talk to the doctor, and I told her, look, I can't do this. I'm not going to go into debt for it. So unless you guys want to start, and write me out a disability check because you're not going to let me work, then let's get something. We got to figure out something cheaper, you know.
Right.
So she says, oh well, we can do the basic treadmill test. Well, why didn't we just start there?
Right?
Okay. So
Oh, you have insurance? Let's go with the biggest, highest price thing we can first.
yeah. So I go ahead. Yesterday, I finally got in for that test, right? And they go ahead and they put me on there, and she says, okay, well, this is where it's got to, your heart rate is not supposed to get to this part within the first 4 minutes. Okay,
Okay.
no problem. It stayed just fine all the way through, and I by the time we started doing the hard stuff and everything, I was still doing fine, and there was a couple of murmurs, well, that's normal for me, and but so everything was good. I had no problems, and we were talking and laughing and joking as I was going. We were doing this uphill thing, on the treadmill, and so everything looked good by the time we were all done. So I sat down and everything. She has this other doctor come in, and the technician had this other doctor come in, and the other doctor said, "Well, we see that there's that you had a couple of murmurs here and everything." I said, "I've always had the murmur." I said I was born with the murmur. My dad's got it. He's 87 years old. You know. So I mean, you know, well, we can't do sign the paper and everything for your DOT physical. We'll have to have you come back and do the nuclear one. And I'm going, well, the insurance already said they wouldn't pay for the nuclear one, and I ain't going to pay for it. I said, I ain't going into debt for this kind of stuff, So you're going to have to figure out something else, And like I said, it's normal. This is how I am. Oh, well, we got to do this and we got to do that. Well, then fine, you do it, but don't bother me. So
Right.
I told her, I have a follow up with my doctor, with my cardiologist on, and I said, we'll discuss it then. But, I'm not going into debt, and hawking my house or anything else for this stuff. So, so I don't know if I'm going to end up saying hell with it, getting a lawyer and trying to sue these people, because it's been almost a year.
And either way,
And I'm still doing
money
my
out of
job.
your pocket. It's money out of your pocket. Either way.
Yeah. And it's time out of my, out of my day.
It's set up to crush us.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm not, I was so pissed off by the time it was beer night Friday night.
Yeah.
Yeah. I put away quite a bit, and I felt it by Saturday morning too. But I don't normally get hung over. I don't normally drink that much, But
Oh man.
yeah, I
I,
was putting it away. By the time I
I,
got to bed, it was like
I found
12:30.
out how old I am the other day. I went out to the bar, and I hadn't been there in a while, and there were a bunch of people there that I knew, and I don't remember coming home.
Oops.
Just luckily I wasn't driving, but 2 days of recovery. I just like, yeah, we're done. As I pick up this bottle and sip on it,
Yeah, yeah. See,
But
that's
yeah,
the stuff that always scares me because I mean, there's been so many times I picked up a bottle like that, and I'd be talking and visiting or whatever, or watching a movie and just take a sip here and there. Next thing you know, the bottle's gone,
yeah.
and it's like, damn. And then get up and go outside to have a cigarette or get up and go do something, and all of a sudden hits you.
Well, I can imagine what happened too, because I know that there were at least 5 people there that I hadn't seen in about a year, and I'm absolutely sure that it was his turn to buy around, his turn to buy around, his turn to buy around, my turn to buy around, and then it just went around like that at least 3 or 4 times, and I came to in the morning just. Joe, she's just like, "Are you happy now?"
Yeah.
Good time. Yeah, not in the morning.
It was a good time last night, but this morning, no, no, no.
As far as I know, I had a great time. When I came to, it was over.
Yeah. I remember when I was young, that used to be part of the deal too. Me and my brother both, man, we were always going, yeah, well, if I remember if I don't remember what happened last night, I had a good time.
I'm telling you, some of the best times I've ever had in my life, someone else had to tell me about a few days later.
Yeah, yeah. Some of the most impressive shit that I ever did in my life, I had people tell me about the next day. It's like,
Can't
shit, I didn't
believe
know
you
I could do
jumped
that.
off that cliff. What cliff? When were we at a cliff?
I didn't know I could do that. Damn, I'm good. Yeah. Uh, Doctors, I hate them.
So I'm trying a new rat trap. Because I caught a couple with with the snap trap, but now they avoid it. So I went on the old Google and I checked out a new way to kill rats.
Oh,
And basically, I got some brownie mix
yeah.
and baking soda. And
Oh, to
so I
blow them up from the inside?
exactly, because apparently rats don't puke or fart. So it kills them from the inside. And I'm just like, yeah, all right, I'll try it.
Yeah, well,
So
the
I've got the
problem with
trap.
that is where they die.
Oh, I don't give a shit where they die.
Because, man, they start to stink. Because I had one here.
Only for a couple weeks.
I got one down here in the basement shortly after we moved in. And, I mean, because we had, ants really bad. Finally got rid of those. And then we had mice and rats. And so I put out some poison. And this one rat down here in the basement, I mean, he was pretty good size.
Yeah.
And but I put out this poison and he managed to get to it. And next thing you know, I'm smelling this nasty smell that will not go
Smell
away.
of death and decay.
Yeah, and all I could do and everything was rip the basement apart looking for this rat because I knew I got him, because I hadn't seen him, but I could smell him. And so
Yeah.
I'm looking everywhere. And when I finally found him, it was like, shit, I was impressed I actually found him. Because, I mean, I moved the bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I pulled all that out and was looking for everything. He managed to crawl in right next to the motor on the refrigerator.
Oh man. So he got cooked while he was dying.
Yeah. So, I mean, he was just cuddled up right there in that hole next to the motor. And that's, and I had to pull the refrigerator out after I pulled the counter out, so in order to find him, and I still had a hard time seeing him when it was out.
Yeah.
Yeah, because of the dust. The dust bunnies. I was like, Jesus. So I decided
Yeah,
from then on I'll just use the glue traps because they work really good too.
they're all right. Yeah, but I'll let you know in a week if that worked because you can hear it in the ceiling in the house at night running around up there like a bat out of hell, and so supposedly this will take care of it.
Yeah, it would be good. Yeah, because I know we were having an issue with that too. But the neighbors' cats keep our yard so good now.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
nice.
uh,
And I have the ant problem. My neighbor over here, he'll spray, and the ants will come, and I'll spray, the ants will go, and he'll spray, the ants will come.
you
So
guys need
basically,
to get together and spray at the same time.
I know that's what we can't do. We can't coordinate the spray and push them over there.
Yeah, we ended up. You remember that brick barbecue thing that was out here that was all
Yeah,
busted up?
yeah.
That's where most of my ants were.
Mm.
I busted that up and got it out of there, and I had so many ants and nests, eggs everywhere, and it took a while just to get rid of them. I had a blue tarp out there in the yard and everything that from that boat, and
Yeah.
had it out there on the grass after I knocked that out, and they all got underneath there and started laying
Oh
their
yeah.
eggs and keeping them there. So I had to spray them and everything else, and it was nasty, but finally got rid of them. But there's still a bunch of ants out here. It's just, I think they're all coming from Cairns over here, or maybe they're coming from you guys. But
Might be coming. Man, there is a huge. I wonder if it's interconnected because I see a little hole on my sidewalk approaching the back door. I see a little hole outside the garage over here, and I see a couple little holes near my fence that ants are coming out, and they use the bottom hole on the fence as a freeway. And it's like, damn.
yeah, they go from the grass across that little patio towards to my garage,
Oh yeah.
and then they go in by the door, but I can't see which way they're going. They just disappear
Right.
right there, you know, and yeah, so I just don't know. But I'm pretty sure they're all underneath that patio there. I just got to figure out how to get to them. So, but I love those glue traps, man. I make sure I always have. I got a couple of them upstairs, and I got a couple of them down here in the basement. You know, my old German Shepherd. I couldn't have him with him around because he'd eat the glue. I'm serious, man. He had a thing for the glue. But with Shinzo and everything, I don't have to worry about that. I mean, he got it on his paw once. He didn't like that. But uh, but yeah, they're great because they keep the spiders down too. Catch these bigger.
Spiders are useful. They keep the ants down and the moths.
Yeah. But yeah, I love them. And if a rat or a mouse gets in them, I know I can take that trap, throw it out, and get another one because
Mm-hmm.
I can find them.
Well, I screwed those down to the floor and the joist in the ceiling, so they're not going to move around. That was another thing. We had such a big rats when we actually moved in. I had to actually screw the trap to the floor so that if it did get it, it wouldn't just go off somewhere.
Yeah, dragging it with them. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because the first couple times, you hear it go off, slap, then you hear. It's like, what the hell just happened? Go look. Where's the trap? I heard it catch something. And you crawl through the attic space to the far end of the house. Oh shit! Here's where it is.
Yeah. Yeah. One, one of the rats came into the bathroom before I started using the glue traps, and we had one of the spring traps.
Uh-huh.
And it got hit by the spring trap, but it didn't kill it.
Right.
You know, So it was sitting there and everything and banging around trying to get its head out of there and everything. I ended up having to take the broom and, well, with the handle to smash its head, you know, in order to get it to stop so I could take it and throw it out, and get my trap back.
Right.
So, and I hate doing that. Anyway, that's about all the time we have. Been about almost an hour and a half. Yeah, can you believe that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Hey,
anyway,
thanks everyone who joined us, and thanks for all of you ones that didn't join us. You missed out.
yes, again. Anyhow, we do appreciate you showing up and listening to us. So thank you very much. And that let's hear. So yeah,
Yeah. Everyone have a safe, wonderful week.
bye bye.
Ah!
Oh, there you go. See you later.
Have a good one.
Let's see here. Where is my thingamajigger?